Hi everyone. In this screencast, we're going to go over the previewing, pre-reading, and close reading questions for the article "The Roles of an Engineer" that appear in the e-booklet "Engineering in Society." So let's get started and go over the questions. So if we look here, the first question is, what is the topic of the article? Well, we can go to this title, "The Roles of an Engineer," and that gives us a very, very good clue to the topic. But we also look at the first two sentences of the article. When I graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering, I had no idea of the direction my career would take. Engineers can have varied roles throughout their careers, from highly technical ones to ones of management and leadership. So if we look at our questions and we look here, what's the topic of the article? The ethical and moral behavior of engineers. Doesn't say anything about that. Dr. Martin Hyde's career as an engineer. Yes, he talks about his career, but that's not the topic of the text. How to be a good engineer? Well, that may be implied. But basically, it talks about the roles of engineer. Therefore, our answer is what an engineer does. Let's look at the next question. The next question says the purpose of the pie graph. So now I need to find the pie graphs in my article, wherever, oops, that jumped. Right, we go back here, and we can see the pie chart. Project engineer, principal engineer, and it shows technical, management, ethics, and how the job is divided accordingly. So here we have one pie chart. Here we have another pie chart, and again we see the same division: technical, management, ethics. And the third pie chart, again the same thing. So if we go and we look and we say, what is the purpose of the pie graph? And it's to show that for different engineering positions, there's a different balance of responsibility. So now we go on to the close reading. And the close reading actually wants us to use a lot of our skimming and scanning skills. If we look here, it wants us to complete the table and find about the role, the description, and the main emphasis. So if we go to the text, and we can see here, we've got project engineer, technical manager, etc. And if we go up in the text, well, we scan the text and we see, project engineer. Well, let's look for the description. And we can see the role involves setting up experiments, writing software, running tests, analyzing results, and writing reports. So it's types of work an engineer does. And most of the work was technical. If we go on and we say, okay, principal engineer, that was his next job. And two things happened. I was responsible for two other engineers, and I had a lot of customer contact. So that his work was management and technical. But on the other hand, he had to ensure that the work was interesting. He was responsible for helping them. He had to make decisions on how much to tell the client without lying. Therefore, it was a bit of management, but also ethics. What's our next job? Our next job is technical manager. So here, the job became one of managing a team. I'd look after their welfare, ensure projects within a budget. I had to learn more about people management, but also had responsibility for a sizable engineering budget. So again, here we have a situation where he was uh, responsible for department budget, which involved an element of both management and ethics. And then we have running the engineer department. Well, who would be running an engineer department? Well, that would obviously be an engineering director. Managing led business. The job was one of leadership rather than hands on engineering. So he was this, and again, the issue was ethics and management. And then he became a group coach and talent leader. And here he became responsible for training and development. And it was one where he was busy with making sure that things were confidential, identifying appropriate roles. All of those had a focus on ethics. And in his current position as a training consultant, he is working with a high profile engineering company, and I find that ethics and integrity, honesty are high on the agenda. Therefore, for him, it's a key aspect of the job. Now, if we look at the question, which wants us to summarize the roles that were held by Dr. Martin Hay and a short description of each, we can use the text. We use our scanning skills to find the name of the job and then to find what we're looking for. The final question wants us to summarize. Summarize his view regarding the role of the engineer. And we see here in summary. So this is where we're going to find it. Engineering is a fantastic and rewarding profession, and you can use your skills to pursue many other directions in your career. So he talks about you'll face dilemmas that will require innovative and creative thinking to solve them. Perhaps the most important quality an engineer should have is never be frightened of change, but make sure that you maintain your integrity. So, high level of integrity. Engineers who are trained in ethics, therefore, uh, your organization is likely to have a code with some ethics and an integrity, and you'll be well placed. So, ethics, follow the company's code and conduct of conduct, and use those that are leaders will become the leaders in their field. So here we have a summary of the article. The last question is open. It's the application. It's using the information in the article and applying it to your context. That's what we do. We read for a reason. We read in order to use that information in a way. So here you were expected to write a paragraph. That means beginning with a topic sentence and using additional sentences to support. You can use ideas from the article to help you, and that way you explain and connect what your experience is with the writer's experience. I hope this has helped you understand the homework. We'll do more in the future.